Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Stacia. So, since the last episode, you'll notice my huge, ugly monstrosity up there. I've started building, but I'm still kind of in the process of it. We have a couple halfway built. Still catwalk stairs. This one's, like, more built, but I still have to change out the spruce planks. Like I said, I'm just kind of in the middle of some stuff. I didn't get as much building done on here as I was hoping to, but to be fair, that was because I was actually doing, when I should have been building, I was doing a bit of work on Tails. I had a couple dungeons I had to play test through and run quite a few times and tweak a lot. Because the first time I ran it, I was like, oh man, this is like impossible. But anyways, I moved most of our metals up here into our compacting drawers. And let's see, we are currently up to a whopping 50, almost 52 stacks of blocks of aluminum. We've got almost 11 stacks of blocks of iron, and we have almost 7 stacks of blocks of uranium, and a little over 3 stacks of blocks of lead. And then I moved all of our crystals over and stuff. And like I said I was going to, I did actually do a bit of looking around. I scanned over there and scanned over there. But I actually found 2 separate oil deposits right here. And I think probably by now they probably ran through all the oil that was in them. And now it's just running on that trace oil, which is perfectly fine for us. These are actually, though, like I said, they're separate oil deposits. So I was pretty happy about that because I was actually wanting some kind of in the front as we come up this walkway once this bamboo's gone and we kind of decorate it out. And then over here, I found a deposit of uranite, which is uranium and lead. I was actually pretty happy to come across that because, of course, we're going to want a lot of lead before too long. And what we are going to be doing today is we're going to be switching over and doing like an episode. I think probably just one episode for now of Ars Novaya, and then we're going to get back to some progression, and then we'll come back to some Ars Novaya. But I think one episode we should be able to cover making a couple spells, and we'll get something kind of useful for automation out of it that I kind of want to get up and going. I did go ahead and I made the book here. This is the kind of the documentation book, just a book and a mana gem. And on the topic of mana gems, we have a stack here, and I think I have some more somewhere else. I don't know. I haven't actually looked through. I just smelted one. Alchemy table might be the best way to process this. I think if you actually mine it with like a non-silk touch pick, you'll actually get mana gems from it. But of course, we just have silk touch. So I'm just going to smelt this. I don't really care. 64 is going to be a lot of mana gems for now, truth be told. So I'm just going to toss them in there and let those smelt up. To get us some mana gems. And what we're going to do is, the very first thing is we are going to make ourselves a novice spell book. One of these right here. And it basically just takes a bunch of tools. Some iron tools. And I think really we could probably go ahead and push on to, well, to the tier 2, I think. That should be fine. And I've also been eating a bunch of foods. Oh, an astral sorcerer. We're going to talk about that here in just a moment. Because, of course, at the end of the last episode, we got our perks. And if we take a look here, I'm up to level 20. And the route that I'm taking is kind of crazy. I went up to here, and then I dropped down and came around to this, which is perk experience. And then I went ahead and took the epiphany node, and that way I can take like the other epiphany nodes. Because around them is some perk experience in case I need it. And then I went ahead and came up, got that, and I'm on my way right now, about to get this 20% here for Focused Mind. And I'm just kind of taking perk experience, that way we can level a bit faster. Then once we get to a pretty high level, we'll switch it all out, we'll respec, and put our points in something a little bit more beneficial. Right now it's kind of just bleh. But going out and just hanging out in the mob mosh pit, you level crazy fast. Like, I was actually just around the base hitting wires and stuff as I jump around. I actually got quite a few levels, and then it was like, oh, I'm like level 10, you know, it popped an achievement. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of leveling for perk experience. And then we'll go ahead and get our novice spellbook. Okay, and then for the tier 2, we'll go ahead and push to this because it's easy. And by the way, the roof up here is a black roof done with McCaw's roofs. And we have some black attic roof, the glass, so we can see out of it. It's still kind of a work in progress, but that's what I'm building it out of anyways. Alright, so there is our mage's spellbook. Okay, so now that we've got that, we'll go ahead and open this up. And we are going to make our very first spell. We can hold, of course, up to 10 different spells in this tier. And it looks like all we have is break and harm. Oh, wow. Can I go ahead? Because none of these are like things that I actually want. This is just like a damage spell and a breaking spell. Can I go ahead in that case and make the... I think the easiest way probably is just do this. Glyph press is going to be arcane stone, any kind of stone, block of iron, piston. Oh, good. And arcane stone is just stone with the mana gem. Okay, so let's just go ahead and grab ourselves a stack of stone. And we'll go ahead and get a bit of this arcane stone. We're going to be using it. Plus, it's kind of cool to build with. So there's that. Let me get bit more stone, and then let me get the piston together. So the glyph press, there's that. Okay, and we'll just set this up for now, like right there. And then we're going to have to make ourselves some clay, based on what we're making. Magic clay, it's going to be like that. That's probably going to be, let's see, mythical clay, marvelous clay. Let me grab some gold, some lapis, some redstone, some clay. And by the way, for the roof, I've been using Botania petals for the black dye. And I went over to that mesa. I went out, I didn't go near the base. I went out like out here and mined up the terracotta that I needed. I got like 20 stacks of it or something, just to make that a bit easier for us. Okay, so the magic clay, we want to go ahead, let's not go that crazy. Let's get like 16 of it. That's going to give us a decent amount to get started. And then the marvelous clay, let's get like 8 of that. So that'll leave us with 8 of each one. And the mythical clay, I don't think there's anything I have to have right this second from that. Blink, split, wither. Yeah, none of the stuff that I'm really after right this second requires that. Okay, so what I would like to do for our very first spell is I would like to get... see if I can find it here. I want to get leap. That's going to take a wild and wing. That's fine. We have those. We should have those aplenty somewhere in here. I need to set up a terminal over near this. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our magic clay, put that in, and take our wild and wing, put that in. Oh yeah, we're going to have to get mana first. Okay. But Ars Novaya, it's basically like Ars Magica, if you've ever played with that. But it's basically kind of like a continuation of that mod, where you can kind of make spells, and there's also all kinds of little automation. But we'll be playing around with this a bit throughout the series and stuff, because it is, like I said, it is a bit of fun. And there is some pretty useful spells. I mean, realistically, our armor makes up a lot of what we would want from spells, but you can make some really cool damage spells within Ars Novaya, and you can make a lot of really good utility spells, so we're going to be doing that. I don't know if I want to move this to have it set up near here. Yeah, we might as well. And let's also set out to see if, let me see, where do carbuncles spawn? I've seen a couple when I was out traveling. It's going to be just wooded areas. Alright, and we're going to set out in search of carbuncles. Now, I don't know if we were to turn on icons on the map, I don't know if they'd show up, but they should show up, like if they're, like, images would show up. But they should show up as little white dots. I'll just check the, you know, the white little passive creatures. And we've got our gold nuggets. Hopefully we can find at least one, maybe two. Two wouldn't be bad. I'm thinking the spruce forest over here should be sufficient to find ourselves maybe some carbuncles. Oh, and there are some source berries over here. I'm going to go ahead and grab these. I actually got a couple back at the base. I picked them up because I was like, we're going to want these. But it's going to go hand in hand with our carbuncle because we're going to be using that to generate some mana initially. Basically, anything like killing mobs would work. Actually, you know what? Might even be better than carbuncles. I was kind of hoping I could come across a carbuncle. It's not really a big deal if I don't find one. But while we're out, we'll just keep looking for just a second. But I do have a plan. It's probably going to be even better than the carbuncles. Though I wouldn't mind getting some carbuncles set up. Or a carbuncle even set up. Just so we can go ahead and start getting source berries for mana gen. Or mana regen. But because they're one of those things, it's almost better just to kind of keep gold nuggets on you when you're kind of looking for them, but not actively search for them, because otherwise it'll take forever. Because they are super rare and kind of elusive. Journey map does help a bit because they should show up as white dots, kind of denoting passive creatures. Alright, I'm not really seeing much, so I'm gonna pop back for right now, and let's take our mana condenser and our mana jar. And this area over here, of course, is going to be our magic area, so we may as well go ahead and set up over here. And what we're going to do is, if we take our mana jar and we put it down right here, and we place our mana condenser on top of it, is that going to be in range? It is. So right now it's 2%, 4% full. So basically, anytime that mobs die near this, it's going to get 2% mana into a mana jar. Also, any kind of crop growth or anything like that, trees growing, and I think a couple other things, it's going to provide mana to this. So we'll be able to get mana like that. And if we set up our glyph press next to this, this will be able to supply this with mana. Now, ideally, what I would like to do is have a mana relay system. But we're going to have to get the enchanting apparatus, which actually is not expensive. All of this is pretty much default, so... And let's go ahead and get ourselves an enchanting apparatus, and then for the mana relays, that's going to be mana gems and gold. I'm actually going to be running out of mana gems soon. I know I said 64 was going to take us pretty far, but well, we've still got 32. That's not that bad, actually. We've only used half of it, and we've got enough magical clay, I think, to get everything that I want today with it. So we got that, and then we'll need... How many pedestals for a relay? And then I'm going to need the mana gem. Let me grab some glass. And I'll probably get enough of this. I'm going to need 8 of the pedestals. I'm going to need an arcane core also. There we are. Okay. It's just like that. I'm going to need 8 of these. So, yeah, I'm going to need some more stone. Let me just go ahead and make another stack. I'm actually planning on using a little bit of this for building also. So, there we go. But this stuff goes really far. It's funny whenever mods like this are just default recipe across the board, because it's just like, we're going to start this mod. We can just do everything in it, like right out the gate. And there's our arcane core. And I think we're good now. Okay, so let's pop back over. And I guess for now, we'll set this up kind of near the mana jar, which now has 84%. It's 84% filled, which is great. Let's go ahead. We're going to put our arcane core down, just as long as it's kind of close to this. And we're going to put our enchanting apparatus right there. And then we're going to put down our arcane pedestals. And these, doesn't really matter kind of where you place them. So we're going to put them just like that. And then if we wanted to make our Dominion Wand, so we're just going to place out our items. And we're going to take our stick, put that in there, and then it's going to activate. And it's going to start crafting. And you can see it should be draining some mana from this. There we go. And there's our Dominion Wand. And then to get our relay... Oh yeah, I've got to make a mana jar. And I forgot to grab my glass. No. Okay. This is actually my first time getting to play around with this, though, in survival. I've only played around with it in the test world. Okay, and while we're waiting, we can go ahead and set up our spell, and then we'll come back to the relays. Because I would like to only have this set up in this room, and then that all sent to, like, probably over there, I think, will be kind of our Ars Novaya area. Is kind of what I have in mind. So back over to our spell. To get leap, it was the magic clay and the Wilden Wing. There we go. That's going to start running. We give it a second. It's going to make our press for us. It's going to put the Wilden Wing on there. All kind of cool little particles and just little effects and stuff like that. But there is our leap glyph, and we're going to go ahead and just right-click that and learn it. Well, what does it take to get amplify? Magic clay and diamonds. And our glass should be done enough. Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab that. And let me go ahead and make... Really, I'm going to need a few of these mana jars. How much glass is in here? Honestly, I think... Well, 2 should be okay-ish. Really, I think I need 3, though, for what I have in mind for moving it. Because this is only going to move it a few blocks. I think it's 10 blocks. 10 block range for this stuff. So, yeah, I'm probably going to need more than that. But let's go ahead and get magic clay. Drop that in, put in our diamond, get that running. And how are we doing? We're basically sitting right at about 100% full. This blood magic altar is going to be really OP actually for this, because we're not really going to have to try it all to have mana. Alright, so we just learned amplify. And by the way, as far as the colors, you're going to notice there's ones that are purple, there's ones that are kind of yellow, and there's ones that are blue. Purple is going to be how it's cast. So you have like a self spell that you would cast on yourself. You have projectile. These are all pretty self-explanatory. The cyan color one is going to be the effect. So if you want to do like lightning, or you want to do a shield, or you want to leap, or you want to summon wolves, or you want to make a redstone signal, all of that stuff is kind of your effects. And then these are basically added effects. So if you want it to be stronger, you would want like amplify. If you want it to be weaker, it'd be dampen. If you want it to pierce through things, that would be pierce. Just all different kinds of effects. I mean, there's not a whole lot of these, and these are all pretty self-explanatory. Honestly, spell making, super simple. Super simple, and pretty straightforward, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a self spell. Always pick your form first. Now your augment, it can affect your form or your effect. In this case, we only want it to affect our effect. So we're going to do leap, and we're going to amplify. Can we just do like this? Just crazy amplified. And if we create it, oh, we don't have enough mana for it. Okay. And I'm going to have to, let's see here. Let's find our controls. Because right now I can't actually open the craft menu. So we want to set this, and we're going to go ahead and just add it. That way I have it set to my Naga. I actually probably change it so I can scroll through spells, because we'll be doing a lot of that. Let's take off a few of these amplifies, because I think it's just too much. It's still too much. Then we're going to say create. There we go. Now we can actually start jumping around at this point. Woo! Okay. And there's one more, right? There's leap, and then there's snowfall would be kind of nice too. But like if I leap up in the air, is this gonna hurt me? Yeah, it did. It did a little bit. It was only like 3 hearts though. It doesn't matter that much. But we can leap like super high. And there's also another one, right? I seem to remember back in my test world, launch. Launch sounds cool. Let's do launch. What does it take to make slime ball? Okay, perfect. Now, to be perfectly honest, I haven't actually tested launch. It may not work like I'm thinking it will, but if it works like I'm thinking it will, it'll be like a slime sling for us, and we can just shoot forward. But we'll find out. Hey. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so put that in, and we'll put in our slime ball, because I'm thinking that this will work out pretty well. And by the way, learning all these glyphs, even if you're not going to use them, it is beneficial because you will get kind of your spell books and stuff will get stronger. We're going to do some upgrading with that. Maybe today, we'll see. But let's go ahead and open this up. Let's go down to spell number 2. And let's try... Well, let me actually set... this is going to be our leap spell. Okay, now let's go down here and we're going to make a launch spell. This would actually be kind of fun with mobs, I think. So we're going to go self, launch, amplify, amplify, amplify. Okay. And we're going to create. So now if we open this up, we have leap and launch. So we want launch. It doesn't actually launch us all that far. And we take fall damage a bit more, I think. It just tosses us up in the air. So, not that great, to be honest. But we'll just go ahead and open this back up. And I don't want that anymore. This one is okay. Because I can, like, zoom across. I need more mana and stuff. Before it can really be all that useful. Now there is wizard robes like these here, these mage and novice and archmage, which probably they wouldn't be that bad for us to craft at this point since it's all default recipe. We just have to go to the end to get some chorus fruit. Honestly, probably could get chorus fruit without even going to the end. Can we get chorus flowers, popped chorus fruit? Chorus fruit. Yeah, we might have to go to the end. I don't think there's a way in this pack. Necessarily pre-end. Also... Thing of greater discount. Yeah, let's actually make a couple of those equipment pieces, I think. So this is going to be iron nuggets. Okay. That's easy enough. So we'll go ahead and just craft that out. And then for the... We're going to need 2 ender pearls, 4 diamonds, 8 diamonds, 2 blaze rods. So let's go ahead. 4 diamonds. 2 mana gems. 2 blaze rods, I think. And the ring of... No recipe found. What am I doing wrong here? No, it's 2 ender pearls for the lesser. Okay. My bad. Just switch those out. There we go. Get that crafting up. Because this is going to... The lesser is going to increase our... What is it? Mana regen, our max mana, and decrease the cost of stuff. Like, the cost of our spells. And the greater one's going to do it at a greater amount. So we'll get actually a pretty big discount, and we'll be able to kind of start chain casting, hopefully, at this point. And what does it take to make the better book? Totem of Undying. That could be a little bit tricky. Let's scroll down here, find our ring slots. Let's throw this onto one of our ring slots. And now, if we cast this one time, it's a whole lot less. And we can kind of zoom around here. And then and then hit a power line. Great. Great stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and make a couple other things here. Let's do the amulet of... Can I only wear 1 amulet? Because I think so. Yeah, we can only wear 1. Do we want to go mana boost or mana regen? I'm kind of thinking the mana regen, to be honest. Because it's either faster regeneration or just more mana. I think just faster regeneration would be nice. And the dull trinket, okay, it's like that. Yeah, let's get another thing. And actually, while I'm over here, I might go ahead and get a couple other things. Because the Belt of Unstable Gifts is pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Ooh, that takes all kinds of things. But doable for us, I think. And the Ring of Amplify. Oh, do I want the Belt of Unstable Gifts or the Belt of Levitation? I'm kind of thinking Levitation, actually. We might get to the automation today, or we might just end up messing around the whole episode and making some really nice equipment. But either way, it's going to be good stuff, I think. Alright, so let's go ahead and get a mundane belt. There's that. And I think everything else we've got. The ring of amplify. Oh, can we not make the ring of amplify? We could always do this as well. Then we wouldn't even have to worry about mana. Because we could just use our blood magic to fuel all of our spells, so we could just go crazy with stuff, kind of. I don't know. We might. The only thing is, it kind of, at the same time, it's kind of cheesy. Because we would just be, like, infinite mana. And, like, actually having to balance a mana is kind of the fun of, like, Ars Magica. So, I don't know. I might just stick, at least for now, maybe just stick with the Ars Magica ones, to be honest. Or the Ars Novaya. Maybe, at least for now. We'll just stick with this. Alright, so let's go ahead. First up, we're going to need the glyph, so let's go ahead and get that. And then we're going to go ahead and lay this out, so that, there we go. And then for the mana regen, 2 gold, 2 diamonds, 4 arcane gems. So there's that. Oh, I didn't get the diamonds. Ah, that's fine. Let's go ahead and equip our belt. Oh, we can wear 2 belts. Makes no sense, but okay. Alright, and I think it's, yeah, it's shift. Perfect. Okay, so what we could do, let's go get our diamonds here. And I can hold shift, and I'm going to kind of get a levitate effect. And then I'm going to hit wires, of course. But you can see I'm just kind of levitating around here. Just kind of floating with my belt of levitation. And what's nice is we could do this, and then just levitate, drop, and if you hit it in time, you can kind of hold levitate. And what's kind of cool is, like, if you hold shift and jump, you'll just kind of like levitate around. So it's kind of like having flight at this point. Not to mention with our, like, high mobility gear, it's just like a perfect marriage of things here. So, and I think we're going to get the unstable gifts belt as well. It'll take me a little bit to get that together, but that's okay. Nope, I want to keep going. And you'll notice we kind of just levitate off the ground, basically. So this wouldn't work, like, let's say, in the end dimension, for example. But it'll work fine in the overworld, just kind of like levitating around. Okay, so let's toss these in. We'll toss in our dull trinket. And then I think we're going to go ahead and go for the unstable gifts. I do believe. It's very doable. It's just like a lot of like micro crafting stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and put on our necklace. Because I don't think we can put these into like charms, can we? No. No. We're going to have to just put it in the necklace slot. That's okay. Let's see how our mana regen is now. Oh, it's so nice. Because we can, like, zoom. Woo! Oh, wait. I missed it. Let's come back in. Alright. And then we can just kind of, like, levitate as we land. And that way we don't ever have to worry about slow fall at this point. Because this pretty much works, like, indefinitely, as you can tell. I can pretty much just levitate, like, all the time. It doesn't take me any mana or nothing. I think eventually it'll bring me down for, like, a landing, right? But then it'll just lift me right back up. But it does kind of work like slow fall. So, alright, so let's get the Belt of Unstable Gifts together. Did I not get any nether wart? We might have to pop into the nether and go grab a piece of it. I could have swore I had some. But I'm guessing that I don't. I also don't have a mushroom. Fermented spider eyes. Can I use either mushroom, or does it just have to be like a specific one? It has to be brown. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and hit up the nether real quick. Forget that I moved my nether portal over. We're going to get back to what we were working on, I promise. Zoom! Oh, no! Oh, that was lucky. I was like, I'm just going to click it once and see what happens. Bad idea. Alright. I gotta get used to it. You know, it's kind of like learning a longsword for the first time, which we could now do because Tinker's is in here, but I think we do that every time, it seems like, so we might as well go with something a little bit different. Oh, perfect. I got 4. Okay, I didn't see any mushrooms here, but that's okay. Alright, so let's just zoom over to the spruce forest. I love it, because I can't, like, take fall damage, like, at least on accident. I may take it on purpose sometimes, but... And sometimes I might forget to hit the shift button, but that's okay. That'd be cool if we found a carbuncle, but... We'll eventually find one. I'm not that worried about it. Like I said, I've seen a couple. I'm like loading so slow right now. There we go. There's one. Perfect. Alright, so let's toss in all this stuff. So a little bit of blaze rods. A feather. And some sugar. Some brewing stand. And I'm missing something. Of course I am. Right? Yeah, redstone. And then we'll drop in our mundane belt. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, and we can also do enchantments with this, and we probably will for enchantments that I want, but we'll get to that. There's a lot of stuff you can do in this mod. We won't get it all covered today, I can promise you that, but let's go ahead and drop that in there, and now, occasionally, we will get random beneficial potion effects, like strength. And it'll just kind of, every once in a while, it'll give us a potion effect. So, kind of nice. It's kind of random. There's fire resistance, too. Look at that. But it's never going to be negative effects, so might as well have it. If we can wear 2 belts, we might as well. Absorption 3, look at that. Now we got 6 absorption hearts. Yeah, now we got haste. And it's just constantly cycling through things. So, I mean, it's not something that we can rely on consistently, but it may come in handy. Oh, they're slow falling. Woo. Okay, now at this point, let's go ahead and get ourselves like at least 1 more mana jar, maybe 2. And then to get the mana relays, it's going to be gold and 2 mana gems. Drop that in, and we don't need... We need like... I'm going to make 3 of them, I think. And that's going to be most of our mana gems. I'm going to have to go mining again. Oh, we got regeneration 3. That's a nice one to get. As you can see, especially with blood magic, I mean, this resource is kind of just like a null thing. We just have infinite. Alright, let's come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could probably come out to about right here, maybe. And so what we'll do is we'll take our Dominion Wand, right-click there. Or wait, no, I actually want the mana jar. And we're going to just link it. Relay set to take from blah, 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 blah. Those coordinates. Would you like to punch me for a minute? Because I'm actually getting super close to like, super close-ish to leveling. You can see how fast experience is. It's just like one zombie beating on me. And then when there's a bunch and you're just constantly getting beat on and taking like no damage, actually level pretty quick. There we go. We're level 21. Alright, and this is how you level Ars Magica. So there's 5% increased. That 15% is going to be a big boost, though. That's why I was like, I kind of want to go ahead and just push to 21. Or 22, ideally. Alright, so we're 22 now, and I can take the perk. That's enough. I got 2 levels tonight. So now we have an extra 20% increased perk experience. Wonderful. Okay, so anyways, back to what we were doing with the relays. Let's go ahead and right-click that. And then we're going to come out once again. Where did my mana relays go? My inventory's like terrible. All this mob crap. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll probably end up raising these if I don't have any space. No, it's too far away. Move it 1 closer. So, there we go. We're going to start sending over to here. And then we are going to come out, like right in here-ish. Grab that. Send it over. And then we'll come over just a little bit more here and set up a mana jar. And then, like I said, I may raise these up. But I'm just trying to figure out exactly where they're going to be at. And then we can make kind of like little pylons to there. There we go. And you can see that now this is going to start filling up with mana, even though nothing around it is causing it to gain mana. It's because it's pulling from that and sending it all the way over to here. Alright, so now the next thing that I want to do we want to make another spell? Maybe. Let me figure out another good spell, just so I can like showcase maybe a damage spell. We'll make a damage spell. And I'll probably stick it on a wand, honestly. What's it take to make the casting wand? Glyph projectile, glyph accelerate. And then archwood. Okay, yeah, we can pull this off. Okay, I have an idea. I think we're actually going to, because we're actually getting on in time, we're probably going to do a little bit more of this episode and then end out, and then come back next episode and do one more Ars Novaya episode for now, I think. But let's go ahead. We are going to make ourselves... Well, I don't know what happened to it. Oh. Go in there. We're going to make ourselves a blood book. Just one. And we're really just going to use it for like one spell in particular. Let's go ahead and grab that. And I've got slow fall right now. Let's go ahead. We're going to open this up. And we don't have any spells with this, because we haven't learned them with this book. So we're going to say leap. And it's going to be self, leap, amplify. And we're going to create that. So now, if we were to leap, leap, and leap, and leap, you can see it's not really taking our mana, and we can just kind of like fly around and cause the world not to render. Whoa. By the way, this is something we're going to be working on here soon. This is something I'd set up a bit back. I showed it off on the map a while back, but we're going to be setting this up before too long. If we take a look, we barely used any mana. I mean, any well, we didn't really use anything out of our network, because our network's still filled. This way we can just like super leap around, and we can kind of have this as like another spell book. Now this one, what I would like to do, I think, is get, first up we're going to have to get a freeze glyph, which is a snow block. You know what, I actually don't think we have any snow. That's fine, because we can go grab some. This is a great book though, just for like traveling around. Even though it's one of those like travels that is too fast for the server to like keep up. It's just like, no. Woo! Okay, so let's get ourselves a bit of snow. There, oh, look at that. Look at all that snow. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put in our magical clay. Drop that in our snow block. There we go. And we're going to get to using that. It'll be like next episode. We'll handle that. But we did like spell creation and all like the initial stuff. But there is like at least one thing I'd like to get automated with this. First up, to kind of showcase some of the... Where did my... Oh, I got it here. I'm going to go ahead and learn that. And I think it's going to unlock freeze into both these books. So if we take a look here, we now have freeze. And if we take a look here, we now have freeze. Okay, so with this, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into... We're going to have to get some marvelous... Well, we've got marvelous. We just haven't used any yet. We're going to go ahead and put that in. And put our freeze glyph in. And we're going to make the upgraded version of the freeze glyph. And what did it take to make the casting wand? Yeah, this is all doable. And the nice thing is, this spellbook, I'm sure I'm going to deal a bit of damage. We could actually probably set ourselves up with a really nice spell to damage ourselves to level Ars Magica as well. Oh, and heal glyph would be nice. That would be so nice. May have to set up a heal spell too real quick. And then we're going to put in our projectile glyph, our accelerate glyph, and then we need 2 gold, 4 mana gems. Oh, I don't have enough mana gems. I did set up that cave illuminator so you can see where it's like illuminated all over the place. And then we're going to need any kind of the archwood from Ars Novaya. And that's going to make us our casting wand. And this basically just allows us to slot a spell and use it kind of like a weapon. And then we're going to have to get ourselves a scribes table. This right here. So there's our scribes table. Alright, so what we're going to do is, let's open this up. Let's make a spell. This will be spell 2. We're going to call this, I don't know, Cold Snap. That's what it's going to be. And we have to go projectile, accelerate. And then we're going to go with Cold Snap. And let me check, what all is Cold Snap affected by? It can be augmented using Amplify, Extend Time, and AoE. I think what we're going to do, what does it take to get Extend Time? Clock and Marvelous Clay. And AoE. I don't know for sure that I'm going to use AoE, but that takes Firework Star. Okay, so let's make a spell. We're going to call it Cold Snap. And we're going to do, we don't need a form, we just need augments and stuff. We're going to go Cold Snap, Amplify, 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 Extend Time, Create, and we're going to put our casting wand in, shift right click that in, and our spell is now set. So we have one that is Projectile Accelerate, Cold Snap, Amplify, times 3, Extend Time. And if we shoot it, you can see it takes a little bit of our mana. That's fine. If we shoot this creeper with it, yeah, it's not going to do much, I don't think, without the combo spell. Because a lot of your tier 2 stuff takes combo spells, so you have one that does fire, and if they're already caught on fire, oh, we have conduit power 3. If they're already caught on fire, they'll take a bunch of damage. Cold Snap is kind of an AoE, and it'll affect like an area. And let's pop over. I want to get the AoE. For this, AoE would increase the size of the Cold Snap, but I'm more interested in doing the freeze. And there is our AoE glyph. We'll go ahead and learn that. And then let's go ahead and set up a spell in our spell book. And we're going to set this to 2. We're going to call this Freeze. And we're going to say it's going to be a projectile, freeze, AoE, AoE, and create. So now if we come out, let's get ourselves a little pack of mobs here. Come here, everybody. We're all going to play for just a moment. Just kind of round them up a little bit. And then if we shoot freeze, and then we do our casting wand. Yeah, there we go. You can see it does massive damage to all the ones that are frozen. And everything that's slowed. And it also slows down things. Kind of snares them if they're not already slowed. But it doesn't seem like we can use the snare effect to cause the Cold Snap. Which is fine. We'll just use the... We'll basically like line it up with like... If I can aim like at all. There we go. And boom! Boom! Of course, right now we don't have much mana, so it's kind of whatever. But honestly, having some duration on the freeze would be good. So let's cut out one of the AoEs and let's do Extend Time on it. Create. That way it lasts a little bit longer for us. So now if we were to come out, we'll hit that one. And oh, there we go. I think I was lagging for a second. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so big AoE damage. Not a huge radius at the moment, but we're kind of limited on mana unless we just go fully into the blood book. Now, if we did Tome of Blood, I want to show you... Whoops. Wrong spell. Let me go ahead and make up those same spells, but let's make them stronger. So we do a projectile with freeze and AoE, 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 extend time, extend time, extend time, extend time. And we go ahead and just, let's call this freeze, and we create that. Then we come down here and we do a projectile, Cold Snap. And then maybe 2 AoEs on there, and we call this one Cold Snap. Okay, and then if we come out, I need to change this hotkey here. We come out here and we grab ourselves like couple creepers and a spider. Come over here towards the spider. Alright, we shoot the spider. And then we shoot the cold snap. Boom. There we go. So that's quite a bit better. For sure, but... I don't know. I just feel bad using the Tome of Blood because it, like, negates all the cool features as far as needing to, like, rank up for more mana. But I don't know. We might just make some crazy spells with it and just have fun with that part of it. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode. At this point, I do need to make just more glyphs. But yeah, so we'll probably end out this episode here, I think. We've gotten a decent ways up through that. But then next episode, we are going to get into a bit of the automation aspects of Ars Novaya. Of course, we're not going to cover everything in these first 2 episodes. But we got a big dent, kind of covered some spell making, and got some really nifty, really nifty little effects going on with better mana regeneration, discounts to our mana cost. We can levitate. We have some really cool unstable gifts. You can see I can just like levitate over rivers and things. Super useful, you know, in certain situations, and just kind of nice to have. But anyways, we're going to end this episode out here, and we'll pick back up kind of for next episode. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure to hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Stay updated with when new videos come out, and I will turn off potion particles. But I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.